What would happen if China attacked the USA? A China versus USA war would be one of the most destructive conflicts in history, potentially leading to World War III. Both nations have strong militaries, nuclear weapons, advanced technology, and global alliances. The war would likely involve cyber warfare, naval battles, missile strikes, and economic warfare before it escalates to full-scale combat. Why would China attack the USA? Some possible reasons. Taiwan conflict. If the US defends Taiwan against a Chinese invasion. South China Sea dispute, a military clash over sea routes and islands. Economic war escalates. A trade war turns into a real war. Alliances drag them in. A conflict between allies such as North Korea versus South Korea escalates. Global power struggle. China wants to replace the USA as the dominant superpower. Military strength. Who has the edge? USA's strength. Most advanced air force of 22 or 35 B-2 stealth bombers. Largest and most powerful Navy 11 aircraft carriers. Stronger nuclear arsenal, over 5,500 nuclear warheads. Global military bases can attack China from Japan, South Korea, Guam and more. More combat experience. The US has fought multiple wars in recent history. China's strength. Largest army, 2 million active troops, and more missile power. Hypersonic missiles such as DF-17 can bypass US defenses. Cyber warfare and AI dominance. China could disable US satellites, power grids and networks. Home field advantage fighting in Asia, closer to supply lines. Huge economy and industrial base can produce military equipment faster. Who has the edge? USA leads in technology, air and navy. China has more manpower, missile capability and cyber warfare strength. If nuclear weapons are used, both nations suffer total destruction. How would the war happen? Phase 1, cyber and space warfare. China hacks US power grids, banks and military networks to cripple early defenses. The USA retaliates by attacking China's satellites and infrastructure. Both sides launch propaganda and economic warfare, shutting down the trade. Phase 2, naval and air battles. The US and China fight for control of the Pacific Ocean. The US Navy blockades Chinese shipping lanes, trying to cut off supplies. China bombards US military bases in Japan, South Korea and Guam. Phase 3, full-scale invasion. China cannot invade the US mainland due to US naval superiority. The US cannot easily invade China either because of its vast army and defenses. Instead, both sides attack each other's allies in Asia and the Pacific. Phase 4, nuclear standoff or World War III. If the war drags on, one side may use nuclear weapons to force a surrender. Russia might side with China while NATO supports the USA. The war either ends in negotiations or escalates into global destruction. Would other countries join the war? Possible US allies, NATO, UK, France, Germany, would support against China. Japan and South Korea could join due to threats from China. India might side with the US due to China's border conflicts. Possible Chinese allies. Russia might help China against the USA. North Korea could attack South Korea, opening another front. Iran might use the war to challenge US influence in the Middle East. Final verdict, who would win? USA wins if it cripples China's economy and military through airstrikes and blockades. It neutralizes China's missile threats and cyber attack. China's allies, like Russia, stay neutral. China wins if it destroys US military bases in the Pacific early. It cripples US infrastructure through cyber warfare. Russia or other nations join the war to overwhelm the USA. If nuclear weapons are used, both sides lose, along with the entire world. Most likely scenario. The USA dominates in tech, air and navy, but China holds strong in land and cyber warfare. A full-scale invasion is unlikely, but a prolonged, devastating conflict is possible. The war most likely ends in a negotiated settlement before total destruction.